Hello everyone, I'm Mohammad Shoaib. Welcome back to the channel. As you all know, I have cracked AIIMS CRE exam. I have also cracked RRB Dietitian exam. And through my notes and videos, multiple people have cleared the merit list. I'll show it to you. There are total 43 people selected from our Dietitian Academy. As you can see here, this is the rank list in order. The highlighted part are the candidates who got selected through our Dietitian Academy. As you can see here, top rankers are from our Dietitian Academy. And as you scroll down, there are total 43 people who got selected from our academy. As you can see here, the all highlighted part are from our Dietitian Academy. This is very proud moment for us. If you want my notes, which will help you to crack upcoming AIIMS or RRB or any kind of dietitian exams, you can contact to this number. Our team will be reaching out to you. From there, they take up the further process. Welcome back to the series. In part 2 of our preparation series, I forgot to mention regarding endocrine and exocrine gland. But in this video, I'm going to cover that and will continue with the nutrients and role chapter. We'll discuss the topic of endocrine gland. What is endocrine gland? The gland doesn't contains ducts. Okay, it is also called ductless glands. Ductless, it means the hormones or enzymes which is produced by endocrine gland will be secreted in the bloodstream, directly in the bloodstream. Okay, they will secrete the enzymes or hormones or any kind of substances released by the endocrine gland directly into the blood. Through the blood, the enzyme reaches to a particular site for the function. So it is called ductless glands. Okay, remember that. The network of ductless glands that secretes hormones directly into the bloodstream to regulate growth, metabolism, reproduction, and homeostasis. Okay, this is called endocrine system. Where is exocrine gland? These exocrine glands contain ducts. Okay, they contains ducts. Okay, this is due through this duct, they secrete the enzymes or mucus or sweat at particular site. Okay, particular site. They have the ducts. For example, this is the gland. They have the ducts. Okay, imagine this is the duct. The hormones secreted through the duct to a particular organ. Okay, this is called exocrine gland. Okay, I hope you're getting the point. Glands that secrete substance enzymes like mucus, sweat via ducts to external surfaces like skin or internal cavities digestive tract. This is called exocrine gland. Okay, and what are the glands present in endocrine system? The endocrine system: hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal, pancreas, pineal, gonads. These are the glands or organs which works as endocrine system. Okay, they secrete hormones or substances directly into the bloodstream. Okay, so this hypothalamus releasing or inhibiting hormones, they directly send it to the bloodstream, and that hormones do it work when it reaches to a particular organ. Okay, the same way it works for all glands. These are the endocrine glands. Remember, this is very important. And what are the exocrine glands? The exocrine glands contains ducts, so they can release hormone or enzyme to a particular site. Is called exocrine glands, which are sweat glands, salivary glands, sebaceous glands, mammary glands, liver, pancreas. These are the glands releases their substances to a particular region. Okay, is called exocrine glands. Because this question is asked in RRB dietitian exams 2024. This is very important. Why? Because many people have done wrong here actually. So it's very important. These are simple questions, but you will get confused in between endocrine and exocrine glands. So for that reason, remember what is a function of endocrine gland and what is the function of exocrine glands. You can see here, see exocrine gland, it has ducts. So they carry the enzyme here and release at a particular site. But here, as you can see, this endocrine gland, okay, it releases directly into the bloodstream. The enzyme, it is released, or the hormone, it is released in the bloodstream. Okay, this is the difference between endo and exocrine gland. I hope you got the point. Okay, then as I told, there is no ducts, it is endocrine gland. If they have the ducts, then it is exocrine glands. They secrete the hormones into the blood. Exocrine glands secrete enzymes or hormones and mucus into the ducts. Okay, the examples are thyroid, adrenal gland, and in exocrine gland the examples are sweat glands, salivary gland, sebaceous glands, etc. In the long-term function, it regulates growth, metabolism, etc. The endocrine gland. And the exocrine gland localized actions like digestion, lubrication, etc. Everything handled by the exocrine glands. So these are the difference between endocrine and exocrine glands. I hope you are getting the point. Then we'll continue with the chapter 2, which is nutrients and role significance. In this, we'll discuss from basics. What are the macronutrients? Macronutrients contains carbohydrate, protein, and fat. Okay, 1 gram of carbohydrate gives you 4 kilocalories. 1 gram of protein gives you 4 kilocalories. 1 gram of fat gives you 9 kilocalories. I hope you know these basic details. So these are the 3 major macronutrients, and there are micronutrients, which is vitamins, minerals, etc. Water. Okay, I will discuss this in detail in later parts. Right now we'll discuss the carbohydrate, protein, and fat. Okay, we'll discuss the macronutrients. As you can see here, nutrients, which is macronutrient, protein, carbohydrate, protein, fat. These are the calorie which I have mentioned now, and they are micronutrients, which is non-energy giving. Vitamins like fat soluble vitamins, water soluble vitamins, minerals, macro mineral, micro mineral, okay, and water, dietary fiber. Okay, we'll go in detail one by one. First, we'll discuss about the carbohydrates. So what are the carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are the main energy source for the body. This carbohydrate is converted into glucose, which then the glucose will be used for the energy. Okay, these carbohydrates are different types. This is a major energy source for the body. 50 to 60% of our total calories will be covered from carbohydrates. Okay, these carbohydrates are different types. Based on the types, it is divided into simple and complex carbohydrates. What are the simple carbohydrates? Simple carbohydrate is nothing but it contains simpler units, like singular units, which can digest fast in the body, and it will raise the blood glucose levels, blood spike in the blood. But in the complex carbohydrate, it contains other nutrients also, like fiber, protein, etc., which will digest slower in the body and gives a slower spike in the blood glucose levels. Okay, these are difference between simple and complex carbohydrate. Okay, then the classification of carbohydrate, as I told, in simple carbohydrates, it is divided into monosaccharides, disaccharides. Okay, then we have complex contains polysaccharides. Okay, these are the oligosaccharides. Okay, in simple, there is a monosaccharide. What is monosaccharide? Mono in the sense single unit. Okay, single unit sugar is called monosaccharides. What are the single unit sugars? Which is glucose, fructose, and galactose. These are the single unit molecules, which is a simpler kind of sugar. Okay, this is called monosaccharides. And there is a disaccharide. What is disaccharide? In the word itself, di, it contains 2 molecules, like this is one molecule and this molecule. It is connected with a bond, glycosidic bond. Okay, these are the 2 molecules. Either it may be glucose molecule and fructose molecule. Okay, glucose plus fructose forms sucrose, glucose plus glucose forms maltose, glucose plus galactose forms lactose. So these are the 2 sugar unit molecules, which is called disaccharides. Then we have oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides contains the sugar unit up to 10. Okay, 10 molecules. 1 to 10 molecules will be there in the oligosaccharide, not more than 10. Okay, it doesn't contain more than 10, which the molecules are raffinose and starchose. Okay, then we have polysaccharide. Polysaccharides, in the word itself, poly means multiple units. So here you can think of like a multiple chain of sugar molecules, like multi chains. Okay, these are the polysaccharides. More than 10 units of sugar molecule is called polysaccharides. These polysaccharides are dextrin, starch, cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, gums, etc. These are the complex structure. It will take very long time to digest. Okay, this cellulose can't digest in the body. Okay, it will be excreted. It is present in fiber. Remember, very, very important. These are the thing you have to remember in the carbohydrates. The main thing you have to remember when it comes to exam point of view is these carbohydrates are the major energy source in the body. Okay, 50 to 60% of the total calories will be provided from the carbohydrate. Okay, this carbohydrate acts as protein sparing action. When there is lot of carbohydrates present in the blood or energy in the body, it will spare the protein to break, because when there is less carbohydrate, body needs energy. The body will break protein and convert into glucose. Okay, there is a chance to break the protein and convert into the glucose for the energy. So when you provide enough amount of carbohydrates, this will spare the protein. Then this protein will do its own physiological biological work in the body, like repair, okay, growth, hormone production, etc. If you are not providing enough amount of carbohydrate, then the protein will be converted into glucose. To it will prevent that. It is called as protein sparing action. Remember, protein sparing action. This carbohydrate acts as protein sparing action when there is enough amount of carbohydrate in the bloodstream. Okay, and then there is a dietary fiber. This dietary fiber is non-digestible carbs. Okay, it is not digested in the body. It will help in the gut to attract the water and make the stool smoother. It will be easier for excretion of waste materials from the body. Okay, the RDA of a carbohydrate per day is 130 grams per day is the normal recommended range for the carbohydrate in a healthy adults. It is a main source of energy for the brain for normal function. When there is less carbohydrate, as I told, the protein will be converted into glucose, and in this case the body will use fat as its primary energy. When the fat is broken down, it is converted into ketone bodies. Okay, that's what I am telling here. If there is deficit of carbohydrate, your body will break fat and convert into ketone bodies, which is called ketosis. Okay, in this you will face fatigue. This is all when it comes to carbohydrate part. It's very basic. I've just made you remember main points which you have to remember for the exam. Then we talk about the protein. It's very, very important. Protein is a building block, okay, for the body. Every action, every hormone is produced from the protein. Okay, it helps in repair, etc. Everything in the body is made up of protein. Okay, it is very important nutrient in the body. These proteins also divided into multiple types, which are, as you can see here, the proteins are simple, conjugated, derived. So what are the simple, conjugated, derived proteins? It's very simple. See, when it comes to simple protein, it contains only amino acids. Okay, amino acids. When it is broken down also, there will be only amino acids present in the protein. So it is called simple amino acids, simple proteins. Under simple protein you have globular proteins and cellular proteins. Okay, cellular protein is nothing but fibrous protein. Okay, and in this there is albumin, globulin, prolamine, glutenin, histones, protamines, globins, etc. are the globular proteins. Then we have cellular protein, which is fibrous protein. In this we have collagens, elastins, keratins, etc. This is called simpler proteins. I hope you remember. Simpler protein is nothing but it contains only amino acids. Okay, that's all. When it is broken down also, it only contains amino acids. Then we have conjugated proteins. This conjugated protein, it contains one amino acids plus one non-amino group. It may be carbohydrate, it may be protein, sorry, it may be fat, it may be phosphate. Okay, it may be metal. So either one of these will be included with this amino acids, then it is called conjugated amino acids. For example, you can see here nucleoprotein, we have nucleus, we have chromoprotein, glycoprotein, glucose, phosphoprotein, phosphate group, lipoprotein, lipid group, metalloproteins, metal group. Okay, one amino acids plus one non amino acid. Okay, it's called conjugated proteins. I hope you're getting my point. Then we have derived proteins. What are the derived proteins? Derived proteins are nothing but the word itself means it is derived from some kind of proteins. It is derived from simple and conjugated protein. So simple in the sense they are partially hydrolyzed. In simple derived, it is partially hydrolyzed. Only 50% to 30% will be hydrolyzed, in the sense broken down. If there is any kind of physical reaction or chemical reaction in the simpler form of proteins, it is called derived protein, which is primary protein. In this primary protein, there will be any kind of physical or chemical change happening from the simpler proteins. Simpler in the sense there is only 50% hydrolyzed or maybe less. Okay, partial hydrolyzation. When there is partial hydrolyzation of simple protein, then it forms primary protein. Okay, hydrolyzation in the sense in the change of physical form or chemical form. This is called primary. Then we have secondary. What is secondary derived protein? It is complete hydrolyzation. It is formed through the conjugated protein. When it is broken down or hydrolyzed 100%, then you will get these secondary proteins. For example, if you see raw egg, it contains albumin, right? Simpler protein, albumin. But when you heat it, when you do heat treatment or boil it, it becomes coagulated. Then it will be changed to metaprotein. Okay, this is the example which I am giving to you. The same thing, it is in a one format, one structure, it is changing through other structure, either it will be physically or chemically, then it is called derived proteins. I hope you're getting my point. This is the best example. When you take raw egg, it contains albumin, which is a simpler protein, but when you heat it or boil it, it will get coagulated and forms metaprotein. Okay, this is one more the example. I hope you're getting my point. Protein is very important. Okay, it functions in immune system to prepare antibodies, fluid balance in the presence of albumin, and there in protein also there are types: complete protein, incomplete protein, and partially incomplete protein. I'll explain that also. Then we have plant protein, which is incomplete protein. Okay, completion needs multiple sources of plant-based protein, then you will get all essential nutrients, essential amino acids. In deficiency of this protein leads to Kawasakar with edema and marasmus, also wasting. Regarding this Kawasakar marasmus, I will discuss in detail in pathophysiology chapter. Right now you remember Kawasakar, it comes in children's with edema. Edema in the sense fluid accumulation in the joints or in the body. Okay, in marasmus there is a severe wasting. There will be muscle waste and body will be shrinking down. It causes due to calorie deficiency. I'll discuss in detail regarding this in my later parts. Right now remember deficiency causes Kawasakar and marasmus disorder. Okay, and the RDA value for the protein is 0.8 grams per kg body weight for adults. Okay, in trauma or pregnancy cases it will increase, depends upon the condition. Okay, regarding this also I will explain in detail in diet therapy chapter, where I will go through detailing in each and every condition: anemia, pregnancy, lactation, first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, etc. Every detail will be covered in later part of the videos. So subscribe to the channel, stick for the more videos to come out. And in this preparation series we will going to complete all the syllabus, and you don't have to search for other source to study and prepare for the exam. This one playlist is more than enough for you to crack any kind of dietitian exams in India. Then we'll discuss about essential and non-essential amino acids. It's very basic concept, as you may be knowing, but here I will show you a trick which you can remember these amino acids in very easy format. Okay, what are essential and non-essential? First we'll discuss this. Essential in the sense body cannot synthesize these amino acids internally. Okay, it have to be supplied through diet. Okay, there is no other source apart from diet. Whereas non-essential amino acids can be synthesized in the body. Okay, no need to take extra from diet source. Okay, this is the difference between essential and non-essential amino acids. And there are what are the essential amino acids? To remember this, see, for essential amino acids, there are proline, valine, threonine, tryptophan, isoleucine, methionine, histidine, arginine is a partial, okay, and leucine, lysine. So these are the essential amino acids, but in some cases you will be very difficult to remember this. For this reason, I have a small trick for you to remember. You remember this trick. VIP hall में TT. Okay, remember, very very important. VIP hall में TT. Then how can you decode it? V means valine, I means isoleucine, P means phenylalanine, and H means histidine, A means arginine, L is leucine, lysine, L is leucine. Okay, then me is methionine, and we have two T's. T is threonine, another T is tryptophan. So by this you can remember all the essential amino acids. Just remember VIP halme TT, V is valine, I is isoleucine, P is phenylalanine, H is histidine, A is arginine, L is leucine, another L is lysine, and we have TT, threonine, and tryptophan. This is how you can remember all the essential amino acids in one go. If they ask the question which is the amino acids, which is the essential amino acids in the following options, and they provide 4 options, if there is one essential amino acid, you can just tick it easily by remembering in this format. It's very very simple and easy. So this is one of the trick you have to remember. Okay, then we have non-essential amino acids. This is also very important. In some cases they will give all essential amino acids points, and there will be one non-essential amino acid to point out. In the question also they may ask, find non-essential amino acids in this options. By that, if you don't know non-essential amino acids, it will be very difficult for you. So to remember this also, there is one small trick, which is A cube, G cube, S square, CPT. Remember this, or else you can remember like this: A3, G3, S2, CPT. You have to by heart this: A3, G3, S2, CPT. A3, G3, S2, CPT. This is how you can remember. What is A3? There are 3 A's which represents alanine, asparagine, aspartate. Okay, these are the 3 A's. Then we have 3 G's, which these 3 G's will be representing glutamate, glutamine, glycine. Okay, these are the 3 G's will be representing. And we have S2. There are 2 S's. What are that? Serine and selenocytine. Okay, these are the 2 S. Then we have CPT. C is cysteine, PT. Then we have proline and tyrosine. So like this you can remember. Just remember this simple trick: A3, G3, S2, CPT. And for the essential amino acids, VIP, halme, TT. Very simple, very easy to remember. By this itself we can answer many questions. And one more thing we have to remember, there are conditionally essential amino acids. Conditionally essential amino acids in the sense they need that in particular situation, either it may be stress, trauma, etc. That amino acids, most of the time it is not essential, but some condition type it becomes essential. For example, as you can see here, arginine, cysteine, glutamine, tyrosine, glycine, proline, serine. These are the conditionally essential amino acids. During some stress or any kind of illness or growth, this becomes conditionally essential. Most of the time, glutamine and arginine are the major thing you have to remember in exam point of view. If they ask which is the essential amino acids during the stress, then it is glutamine. Okay, remember, very very important. Okay, these are the conditionally essential amino acids. So I hope you're getting my point. What are the essential and non-essential amino acids? Okay, and one more thing you have to remember: what is glycogenic amino acids, ketogenic amino acids, and glycoketogenic amino acids. It's very important because many questions will form in the future exams. Remember this. What is glycogenic? Glycogenic in the sense it can be converted into glucose. These glycogenic amino acids, when it is broken down, glycogenic protein, when it is broken down, it releases and it can convert glucose. It's called glycogenic amino acids. What are the glycogenic amino acids? They are alanine, arginine, aspartate, glutamate. These amino acids, when it is broken down, and it can also be converted into glucose. These can be converted into the glucose in the process of gluconeogenesis. I will explain in detail regarding this gluconeogenesis in my later parts, where how the glucose is formed from the non-carbohydrate source. It's very fun to learn because it is a complex topic, but I will make it very simple for you to remember. Okay, these are glycogenic amino acids. Glycogenic amino acid is nothing but these amino acids can be converted into glucose. Okay, simple form. Then we have ketogenic amino acids. These ketogenic amino acids can only be converted to ketone bodies. Okay, it can't convert to glucose. Remember this. Ketogenic in the sense it converts into the ketone bodies. This particular amino acids will convert into ketone bodies. It's called ketogenic amino acids. What are the ketogenic amino acid? Which is lysine, leucine. This is purely ketogenic amino acids. It can't convert into glucose. It's only for ketone bodies. Remember, very important. They may ask which is a pure ketogenic amino acids. Then it is lysine or leucine. Very important. Okay, then we have both. There are other amino acids which can convert into glucose or ketone bodies. Both, they can convert to both. Either it can form glucose, either it can form ketone bodies. That kind of amino acids are called glucoketogenic amino acids or both. Okay, we can split it. They may ask which amino acids is both glycogenic and ketogenic. So in that case, you have to select this particular amino acids. What are the both ketogenic and glucogenic amino acids are? Which is isoleucine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, tyrosine. These are the both ketogenic and glucogenic amino acids. It can convert into glucose or ketone bodies whenever needed. So remember, very important. And if you want these notes, this notes is prepared by me, by my past experience and recent exam trends. Okay, this is very compact and very easy to understand. This is more than enough for you to crack any kind of government dietitian exams. If you want this subscription, you can message to this number. Once you message to this number, our team will contact you. In this subscription, you will get notes. You will get 5,000 MCQs. Actually, there are more than 5,000 MCQs and past year question papers like RRB. RRB will release it, and DSSSB. The AIIMS will not release the paper, but AIIMS memory based questions will be uploaded in that drive. You will get the drive access where you can access all the notes, all the topics. If there is any kind of new information will be shared in the drive, and you will be guided to our community, our dedicated community, where you can get a lot of job notifications apart from these government jobs, privates, and all kind of government jobs notification will be uploaded in that group. And any kind of doubt can be discussed with me personally. If you have any kind of doubt, you can just put a message. Our team will contact me and I will give the reply. Okay, so this price is right now is $9.99. Okay, we are adding non-technical part also. The work is going on. In future, we'll add that, and we'll add MCQs for this also. So stay tuned. If you subscribe now, it will be valid for 1 year. In 1 year, everything we decide, we increase the content will be available for you. Okay, if you want these notes, you can message to this number and our team will contact you. So there are some special functions of amino acids, which are the glycine is used to heme synthesis, glutamine amino transport, fuel for enterocytes, tyrosine precursor of dopamine, norepinephrine, melanin, and we have tryptophan, which is a precursor of serotonin. Very important. Precursor of serotonin and niacin. This question is asked in RRB, AIIMS. Remember, very important. What is a precursor of serotonin? Then it is tryptophan. Remember, very important. You can take a screenshot of this. Okay, this is very important. Either one question will be forming for sure in this upcoming exams. Okay, and then we have cysteine, which is forms disulfide bonds, important in protein structure. Very important. Okay, you have to remember this. structures of protein. I hope you understood this. And in biochemistry, we'll discuss in detail regarding the structure of protein, like primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure, etc. Every structure will be discussed in the biochemistry part. Right now, you remember what is the nutrient and its role. I explained you carbohydrate and I have explained you protein structure and what are the types. Then we'll discuss about the fat. Okay, fat, it gives 9 kilocalories per 1 gram of fat. Okay, it's very high energy dense packed. Okay, it will help in insulation, okay, and organ protection. Okay, every organ contains a layer of fat which will help in insulation and also organ protection. There is essential fatty acids which is omega 3, omega 6, omega 9. These are the essential amino acids. I'll discuss this. And okay, it will help in integrity inflammation regulation. Okay, this fat contains fat soluble vitamin which is ADEK for absorption, and excess amount of fat in the body leads to atherosclerosis, obesity, deficiency. What is atherosclerosis? Is nothing but in the blood, if there is a plaque formation, it will restrict the blood flow to the heart. Then it is called atherosclerosis, formation of plaque in the blood vessels. Okay, then we have obesity, as you know, overweight condition, excess amount of calorie intake leads to fat deposition in the body and leads to obesity. Then we have indeficiency. If the fat is very deficient, then it will be dry skin, poor growth. Okay, because this fat layer under the skin gives elasticity and also maintain the temperature, and it makes a skin moisture. Okay, remember, very important. So what are the types of fatty acids? I'll explain this here. So there is the lipids. There are simple, compound and derived. The simple thing, simple and compound. In simple fatty acid, we have triglycerides and waxes. What are the triglycerides? These are the free floating fatty acids in the blood. Remember this. Triglyceride are the free floating fatty acids in the blood. Okay, it is converted into energy later by undergoing gluconeogenesis. Okay, this triglyceride contains 3 fatty acids, 1 glycerol molecules attached. Okay, in center of that we have glycerol, and there will be 3 fatty acids attached. Okay, this is called triglycerides. Whenever it needs to convert it into energy, it will break down and this fatty acid enter into beta oxidation. Okay, these glycerol molecules will enter into the Krebs cycle. Okay, these will enter into the Krebs cycle and beta oxidation and produces energy. This regarding the process of energy formation from the fat, I'll detailedly discuss in my later parts. Now remember triglycerides, and we have waxes in honeycomb, ear wax, etc. In triglyceride, we have glycerol, a fatty acid, just I have explained you. These fatty acids are of 2 types majorly, which is saturated fatty acids, unsaturated fatty acids. What are the saturated and unsaturated fatty acids? What are the difference in this? See, in saturated fatty acid, there will be single bonds, only single bonds present in the saturated fatty acids, and it is solid in room temperature. Like ghee, when you have in the room temperature, it becomes solid. Okay, etc. So it will be solid in room temperature. It contains high amount of LDL, low density lipoprotein. Remember, very important. These saturated fatty acids contains high amount of LDL, and also it is solid in the room temperatures. It contains single bond. Okay, if there is a bond, it contains single bond. It's called saturated fatty acids. For example, palmitic acid, citric acid. Okay, and what is the unsaturated fatty acids? It contains 2 double bonds. Okay, in this unsaturated fatty acids, we have 2 types, which is monounsaturated fatty acids and polyunsaturated fatty acids. This monounsaturated fatty acids contains only double bonds, single double bond, one single double bond. In polyunsaturated fatty acids, there are more than 1 double bonds. See, this is the structure. Poly, multiple double bonds, 2 or more double bonds present in the polyunsaturated fatty acids. These monounsaturated fatty acids will be helpful in heart health as it skips the digestion process. Remember this. These monounsaturated fatty acids can skip the digestion process and directly enters into the bloodstream. Okay, whenever there is a malabsorption syndrome, these monounsaturated fatty acids will be given in more quantity. Why? Because this will skip the digestion process and directly enter into the bloodstream. Very important. And regarding this, I'll discuss in detail in pathophysiology. And we have polyunsaturated fatty acid, which is linoleic acid, alpha linoleic acid, etc. I'll discuss it. And we have compound lipids, which is phospholipids and glycolipids. It contains a carbohydrate molecule here. And we have cerebroside gangliosides. Then derived lipids, nothing but derived from simple and compound. It is steroids, sterols, and carotenoids. It is not very important for you to remember. The main thing we have to remember is here, this thing, simple. Okay, most of the questions will be forming from this. It is very simple, but many questions can form in this. These are not that much important, but remember, you have to remember what is derived. In derived, you will get steroids, sterols, and carotenoids. Very important. Okay. So what are the omega 3, omega 6, and omega 9 fatty acids? See, omega 3 is anti-inflammatory, essential for heart and brain health. Okay. Then we have omega 6 fatty acids. It is essential for growth and development and also supports immune function. But you have to consume omega 6 in the presence of omega 3, because the more amount of omega 6 will be consumed, this will increase the inflammation in the body. To balance it out, you have to supply omega 3 also. For example, if you are eating 4 omega 6, you have to supply at least 1 omega 3 to balance the inflammation, or else the inflammation in the body will increase in the presence of omega 6. Remember this. Every time if you consume omega 6 fatty acids, it should be balanced in this ratio 4:1. 4 is omega 6, 1 is omega 3. Like this, the inflammation can be reduced and balanced. So as I mentioned here, should be balanced with omega 3 to avoid excess inflammation. Then we have omega 9. Omega 9 is heart healthy, anti-inflammatory, non-essential but beneficial. Okay, just I explained monounsaturated fatty acids, okay, which is oleic acid, amide acid, etc. So the main thing which I have told, this omega 6 should be balanced out by omega 3 in the ratio of 4:1. Where 4 is omega 6, 1 is omega 3. It will balance it out, because this question will form in this upcoming exam. Very, very important. Okay. Then we discuss about omega 3. What are the omega 3s? In omega 3, there are 3 main types, which is alpha linoleic acid, EPA, DHA. EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. First, we'll discuss ALP, alpha linoleic acid, present in found in plant oils, such as flax seeds, chia seeds, nuts, etc. And we have EPA and DHA. Two are majorly found in animal sources, especially in fish. Remember this, very, very important. This EPA, DHA will be found in animal sources, especially higher quantity in the fish and marine sources. Very, very important. Okay. As I mentioned here, primarily found in fish, marine source like salmon, mackerel, and citrinus, and DHA is also found in fish marine sources, crucial for brain health development. It will help in building up brain function and also a developed good brain. Then we have omega 6. Omega 6 contains majorly 2 types, which is linoleic acid, arachidonic acid. Okay, very, very important. Remember this. Here there will be one point we have to remember. See, linoleic acid, it is essential amino acids. Always you will get confused linoleic and alpha linoleic acid. Okay, alpha is omega 3, just linoleic acid is omega 6. And also remember the spelling, because this question is asked in AIIMS CRE 2025. They have asked both linoleic acid and linoleic acid. See the spelling here, there is only N is the difference. Here there is no N, here they have N. They have asked what is the omega-6 fatty acids. I think they have asked which is the essential amino acids. So omega-6 is the main essential amino acids, remember this. So like that they will ask the question in tricky format, just a single letter will be different, single word will be different. So remember this, very important. This linoleic acid is most common type of omega-6 found in vegetable oils like sunflower, corn and soybean oils. Then we have arachidonic acid found in animal products such as meat, eggs, dairy. It can be synthesized from this linoleic acid. This arachidonic acid can be synthesized from linoleic acid. Okay, if there is no arachidonic acid present in the food, it will be synthesized from the linoleic acid and it will compensate it. Then we have omega-9 fatty acids. In omega-9 fatty acids, it includes oleic acid, mid acids. These are the heart healthy omega acids, omega fatty acids. Here it is very helpful in heart health and also it is helpful in malabsorption syndrome. Remember this. Okay. The oleic acid, the most prevalent omega-9 found in olive oil, avocado oil and various nuts and seeds. Then we have mid acids. It found in smaller amount in animal fats and some plant sources through less common in diet. It is very less common in diet. Okay. So main thing, the main essential amino acids are omega-3, omega-6. Okay, always remember omega-6 have to be balanced with omega-3 or else the inflammation in the body will go up. Okay, this is a regarding essential fatty acids. I hope you're getting my point. If you have any kind of doubt, you can leave a comment down. I'll reply to that. Then we'll discuss about vitamins. So there are mostly water soluble and fat soluble vitamins. We'll discuss fat soluble first. Fat soluble vitamins. In that fat soluble vitamin, there are A, D, E, K. These are the main fat soluble vitamins present. We'll discuss about the vitamin A, which is called retinol. Always remember, whenever there is a vitamin A, you have to link it to the eye health. Okay, it will help in eye function, proper healthy eye function. How it will help? So first remember the structure. Vitamin A is called retinol. This retinol can convert into retinal. This retinol can convert back to retinol. This is a reversible process. Remember, very important. Retinol can convert to retinal. This retinol can convert back to retinol. But when this retinol is converted to retinoic acid, it is irreversible process. This retinoic acid will not go back to retinol. Remember this. Reversible reaction. What if they ask the question, what is the reversible reaction? Mention retinol to retinol. And irreversible reaction is retinol to retinoic acid. Okay, main thing we have to remember this. Then how this vitamin A is helpful in the eye? It is present in the form of beta carotene, which is a plant-based source, and provitamin A is a precursor for this, and it is fat soluble vitamin present mostly in the livers. 90% is present in the liver and remaining in adipose tissue on the form of retinal esters. Remember this. This vitamin A will be stored in the form of retinal ester 90% in liver. Very important. If they ask which form of vitamin A is stored in the liver, then it is called retinol esters. Remember this, very important. I have mentioned here retinol ester. It is stored in the form of retinol ester and it stores around 90% in the liver. Okay, very important. Remember this. This is the exam point of format. Then how it will help in vision? See, it contains rhodopsin. Okay, this retinol plus opsin converts to rhodopsin. I can see here, see. This retinol converts to retinal in the presence of 11-cis retinol enzyme. This retinol is converted into retinal and this retinal is again converted into 11-cis retinal in the presence of opsin enzyme. Then it is converted into rhodopsin. It will be helpful in the eye function. Okay, especially in the night times. If there is deficiency of vitamin A, it leads to night blindness, xerophthalmia. In the sense, in the night, we can't properly see if there is low vitamin A deficiency in the body. It leads to night blindness. This rhodopsin helps eye to look and see in the dark. Okay, very very important, remember this. I just mentioned here. See, when the light enters to rhodopsin, breaks down and receives the nerve impulses where vision, especially in the night, can be seen in the presence of rhodopsin. Okay, remember, very very important. And in deficiency of vitamin A, just I told you, it is night blindness. Okay, xerophthalmia, progressive stages like conjunctiva, dryness, bitter spots, corneal ulceration, etc. Many other kind of diseases will be forming if there is no enough amount of vitamin A in the body. The vitamin A is helpful in immunity, which maintains mucous membrane, respiratory, GI, urinary tract. When there is deficiency, when there is a less amount of vitamin A, it causes hyperkeratonemia, which is dry scaly skin, increased infection risk because it will help in immune function also. For that reason, there will be increased risk also. Then we have growth and reproduction. The vitamin A helpful and essential for bone growth and spermatogenesis, fetal development. In deficiency, it leads to growth retardation in children mostly. So remember, the vitamin A will help in immunity and also growth, reproduction, and antioxidant property as it contains beta carotene. Okay, which neutralizes free radicals in the body, which reduce the cancer risk or CVD risk. So this is the vitamin A topic. The main thing you have to remember in this vitamin A is nothing, just main thing which I have told, the reversible and irreversible process, and retinol can be converted. Okay, and the major amount of vitamin A is stored in the liver in the form of retinol esters. Okay, this retinol in the presence of opsin will convert into rhodopsin, which will be helpful in night vision. Remember, very very important, these are the main thing you have to remember when it comes to vitamin A. No need to remember that many things, lot of data. Just remember the basic main important things related to diet and its function in the body. Okay, whenever you consume vitamin A in sufficient amount, you can prevent night blindness, etc. Okay, so this is what you have to remember when it comes to vitamin A. And toxicity, as I told you, if there is high amount of vitamin A in the body, it leads to low dietary intake. Then we'll talk about toxicity of vitamin A. What happens if there is more amount of vitamin A in the body? It will lead to hypervitaminosis A. As I told here, hypervitaminosis A, which is nothing but increased or excess amount of vitamin A in the body, in the blood, which leads to nausea, headache, blood vision. In chronic cases, we can tetragenics. There will be, a birth defect in, if excess in the pregnancy. There will be birth defects for the children in the pregnancy, and there will be a liver damage also because most of the vitamin A will be stored in the liver. And we have bone pain, hair loss, etc. The required amount, it will be, the upper limit of the vitamin A is that 3000 micrograms per day for adults. So the sources I have mentioned here, you can see here. Animal retinol. Retinol is present mostly in animal sources, liver, fish oil, egg yolk, etc., which is high bioavailable. And in the plant source, we have carotenoids, beta carotene, okay, carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, mangoes, etc., which this beta carotene converted into retinol and then the further process. And there are global initiatives which prevents night blindness by fortification of vitamin A in the food products. Okay, here WHO guidelines supplements like 1000 international to 2000 international units for the children's in epidemic area. Okay, India has an initiative which is included in National Prophylaxis Program Against Nutritional Blindness, where they fortified vitamin A in the food to reduce the cases of night blindness. Okay, dietary strategies are margarine, milk, example Vanaspati in India. They fortify vitamin A in that food products. Okay, to prevent this, the main thing, you have to consume sufficient amount of vitamin A. If you are unable to consume to that, you can take supplements, treatment in clinical intervention, where there will be supplementation of retinol through outside in the form of tablet or any kind of medicine. So this is a topic related to vitamin A. We'll discuss regarding the vitamin D and E, K in next part of our preparation series. Right now, I hope I have cleared what are macronutrients and what you have to remember when it comes to exam point of view. Okay, and soon there will be a lot of videos coming out. uh, in some case I may be very busy to make videos as I have a lot of work here, but I will try my best to make good content for you. And in case if I made any kind of mistake in this video, just pin me down in the comment, I'll rectify it. If you want these notes and subscription, you can message to this number, our team will contact you, and through that the process will be done. Until then, take care, prepare well. So to prepare well, start from now itself. Watch our series, watch our marathon series, and take a subscription of our notes. You are ready to go for the exam. As this year CRE from our Dietitian Academy, multiple people have entered the merit list. In the top 10 merit list also are from our Dietitian Academy. So it shows our credibility in providing the notes and right guidance. So if you want these notes, you can subscribe by messaging to this number. Our team will reach out. Further process will be taken care. Until then, take care, prepare well. We'll meet in the next video.